Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. Now, here's John Truman Wolfe.
Hello, America. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. I am John Truman Wolfe. Thank you for being with us on this Thursday afternoon. We're broadcasting from sunny Southern California, and amidst a lot of smoke outside my windows. Fire's not too far down from our place. One of California's liabilities during the summer. At any rate, we got a really good show for you today because I'm going to do some provide some educational information on when to buy, not only what to buy, but when to buy, how to buy precious metals, digital currency. And so I've got some graphs that we're going to make available here. First, as we do every week, here's a review of the markets today. The Dow 27,739 plus 46. The Dow's been hanging out in that $28,000 range for some time. The question is it going to break through to 29 and 30? I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. One can make predictions, but when you have a market that goes up 400 points, down 400 points, up 500, down 500, and so forth. Today isn't a good example of that because we're only talking about 46. But for those of you that follow those markets, you know those markets have been extremely volatile, and that's an indication of a distribution. Meaning insiders who have shares are selling them off. Whether that's the case here, I'm not sure, but it's something that I'm looking at, and it's a distinct possibility. The S&P 3383 plus 11, gold 1947 plus $18.70, and silver 2722 plus 56. For those of you that follow the precious metals markets, you know that there have been two very severe shakeouts here in the last, week or so. Last week, I don't know the exact day, I'd have to go look, but it's roughly a week ago. Gold dropped from almost 200 points, from 2070 down to 1888, and then recovered back up to the high 1900s, and then had a dramatic down about $73, and has started to climb back up. Very similar to silver, although silver is kind of holding its own here at $27 an ounce. These shakeouts, and I use that word advisedly, a shakeout means insiders are seeking to flood or put a great deal of that commodity on the market to shake out those that have been holding on to it so the insiders can buy. These are planned activities by those that are seeking to gain a bigger share of that market. And one should just recognize them as such and hang tough. All right, folks, we'll be back in a couple minutes here. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is a John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, and we will be right back. Stay with us.
In this time of global uncertainty, you need sound financial information to keep your investments, your future, as safe as possible. The Strategic Financial Intelligence Newsletter, created by John Truman Wolfe, #1 best-selling author and renowned financial consultant to governments around the world, is your most valuable asset. A monthly goldmine of the vital insight and insider information you need to stay on top. Right now, financial security is critical. That's why, for a limited time, we're dropping our price from $249 annually to just $99. That includes access to the entire Strategic Financial Intelligence archives, covering everything from precious metals, offshore banking, to cryptocurrencies, and the wildly heralded seminar on the covert agenda that has backed the U.S. dollar for at least 50 years and more. Sign up now at strategicfinancialintelligence.com. That's strategicfinancialintelligence.com.
All right, folks, we're back. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. I am John Truman Wolfe. We're talking, before we cut away to the break, about the term shakeout. And just to repeat, a shakeout could be a stock, a commodity like gold and silver. It could be a digital currency. When the item, let's say gold, just as an example, is going up, insiders have accumulated the commodity sometime. It's now broken out and it's moving up. One of the things that manipulators do is they will dump a great deal of that commodity on the market to drive down the price and scare out those that are kind of weak sisters, people that have kind of held it. They get frightened when a market moves suddenly south. And you just need to know that in many, many cases, I won't say every case because nothing's absolute, but in many, many cases, those are planned efforts to get you to sell so that these folks can come in and add to their stash, to their hoard. So there have been two rather dramatic shakeouts in the precious metals markets over the last, 10 days or so. One quite dramatic, as I said before the break, gold down almost $200 in that shakeout, and then yesterday gold down 70 some odd. But it bounced back after the first one, and the precious metals are bouncing back as we speak now, with gold at 1947. The final wrap up here: Bitcoin. 11,861 plus almost 1%, plus 0.9%. Ethereum 416.84 plus 2.6%, and Ripple 29.1 plus 2%. Those there've been a little shakeout, not as dramatic in the digital currency markets, but those markets, like the precious metals markets, are moving. Go straight up. The cryptocurrencies don't go straight up, but if you look at a graph, you will see that they are moving as a group. They are moving up. That doesn't mean every one of them, but certainly those three, which are kind of the top three of the top three or four. Bitcoin, of course, the godfather, which represents, depending on any particular day, somewhere around 60 to plus % of the entire cryptocurrency. Ethereum, number two. Ethereum, the company that builds or provides a software for people to build blockchains. And Ripple, the company that provides a software program for banks to transfer funds internationally, and they have 200 customers. So the Ripple bypasses the SWIFT, the old SWIFT wire system, and makes instant transfers available. And I want to talk now about and show you how graphs can predict what these markets are going to do. And they're on some of this a couple of weeks ago, but I want to go into it in a little bit more depth in this show. There are basically 4 steps to it's kind of a cycle of investment of a commodity or a stock. And the first is a base. And the base is evidenced by a long, flat line. And Mike, if you can put up that first graph. This happens Ripple, a long-term graph of Ripple, many commodities, many cryptocurrencies, and many stocks have this kind of what I call an introductory graph, meaning flat line. And you have to look at this from a long perspective. You don't look at the graph from the viewpoint of a couple of weeks or even a few months. You need to look at it in terms of years to see what kind of manipulation is going on. So in there, you can see this long, flat graph, and it's trading at around, I think it's around 20 cents, and it's there. And that's kind of designed to keep, other people from getting excited about it, from manipulators to buy, enabling them to buy the commodity and accumulate and accumulate and accumulate. And at some point, then, from the base, you get a breakout. A breakout means that the price of the commodity or the stock or the digital currency breaks above the base and holds there. And I add this, holds there for, I don't know, there's no exact number of days, but at least a few days, because those that manipulate these markets will spike up the price of a digital currency or the precious metals or the stock, and it'll bounce up and people will go, oh, good, I'll buy, they jump in. Okay, it broke out, buy. And it's that's called a false start, or can be a false start, meaning it goes up, people jump in, and then the manipulators sell off and it goes back down again. So you'll see in some cases bases, long lines, and then the stock or commodity starts up. It kind of breaks out. It goes above its baseline very briefly, and then settles back down, and then continues the base. So you want to ensure that the breakout is legitimate and that it's moving up. The sign of that is that it holds above the base and then continues up. At what point exactly do you buy? You kind of have to get a feel for that. Get stung a couple of times by buying a false start, and then you'll get a sense of it. But we'll move from the base, which is the first step, the long, slow accumulation with the price in essentially an unchanging pattern. The price moves slightly, but not a great deal. And when you look at the graph on a long-term basis, it looks flat. Now we're going to come back after the break and take a look at a breakout on another commodity or digital currency, and then talk about what to do there. This is John Truman Wolfe, John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. We're coming right back. Stay with us.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
When you really want Italian food, you've got to get to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. My dear friends, today things are so confusing. It's enough to boggle the mind. That's why it's vitally important. In fact, it's an absolute imperative that you indulge in brain food, provided by the noted Institute of Good Times and Great Yum Yums, Columbo's. Just come on down. Columbo's provides the remedies and elixirs, such as mouth-watering steaks, incredibly edible seafood, Columbo's family secret Italian specialties, and the pièce de resistance, the world's greatest meatballs. Imagine margaritas on the Columbo's patio, cerveza and other liquid refreshments, or take your pick and bring it all back home and enjoy the great indoors. Columbo's, saving the world from gloom and doom with great grub and glee. Happy, happy, happy Columbo's. Mangia bene.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the Tax Helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1597. 800-932-1597. 800-932-1597. That's 800-932-1597.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. We're talking today about how to spot either precious metals, a commodity, a stock, or digital currency, how to spot when to buy it and when to sell. But clearly we're focused here and have been focused here on when to buy. And step one of a kind of four-step process is find something in which you want to invest, whether it be precious digital currencies, stocks, that has a nice long base to it, meaning a price that continues to trade in a very narrow range. And when you look at it on a long-term graph, it just looks like generally a flat line, or not necessarily flat, but unable to break above a certain level, a certain price point. So you look for the item with a base, and then, folks, you want to watch for it to break out. Now, as I said before the break, this breakout is a very important point, and there are times when there'll be a false start, which means the price will break above the baseline for sure. And that's to fool people. They jump in, and then those manipulating that particular item will sell and drive the price back down to the baseline. But a good example of a breakout is Ethereum. And Mike, if that second graph isn't up, let's put it up. This is a graph of Ethereum, and you can see the breakout here. You have a base, and then you have a break, and it started to move up. It's a very good example of a breakout. it doesn't mean when it breaks out, this does not mean that it's going to go straight up without, shakeouts, without times that those manipulating that commodity currency stock sell into the uptrend and drive the price down. That's exactly what happened, as I said a bit ago, to gold and silver, to the precious metals markets over the last week or so. There have been two shakeouts in the precious metals markets over the last, 10 days or thereabouts. So you should know that once the item, the commodity, starts up and breaks out, one, that's the time to buy. Two, understand as well that these things never go straight up. There's always shakeouts along the way, always. I've never seen anything go straight up without a shakeout. But you buy at the breakout point, and then you write it. And when there's a shakeout, you realize that it's a shakeout. You don't listen to all the PR, because there will be PR as to why the market went down and is going to stay down, to discourage people from hanging on. I think I told this story last week or the week before. There was a time I was trading a commodity and I had a great base, and I bought some, and then there was a press release, some months later, that the price, the council, it was actually sugar, the International Sugar Council or something, issued a press release saying, we're going to keep the price here basically forever. It's not going to go higher. And on that bit of PR, you have to look at the intention behind the PR. Why did they say that? So they could accumulate more. So I bought some more, another contract, then a little bit later, headed up. I told this story, so you've heard it before, but I'll repeat the end story. So I rode that commodity up, modesty aside, pretty handsomely. I think we increased it 10, 12, 15 times, did very, very well. And then I called my broker. I said, what does headquarters say about sugar? He said, they just issued a buy press release. I said, sell. And a couple of days later, the market crashed in that commodity. And that's just an example of how PR is used to manipulate these markets. All right, I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. We're doing some training on when to buy commodities, stocks, etc. We'll be right back and continue right after this.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Attention Italian food lovers. Angelo's and Vinci's Ristorante in Fullerton, California is open for takeout with wine. Can you believe it? Angelo's and Vinci's Takeout is now able to offer you a nice bottle of wine to enjoy with your meal. Order today and get 1/2 price on our special selection of Pinot Grigio, Chianti, Chardonnay, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Merlot. Mamma mia! Order today at Angelo's and Vinci's from our complete award-winning menu and get some great wine for 1/2 price. We hope you're healthy and safe. We want to keep you well fed. Wapo's To Go Kitchen is open from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. every day, or you can order through DoorDash. Pizza dough, bread, sauces still being made fresh every day. Angelo's and Vinci's named Best Italian Restaurant on the Orange County Hot List. Call 714-879-4022. Angelo's and Vinci's, 550 North Harbor in Fullerton, California. Call 714-879-4022. That's 714-879-4022.
In this time of global uncertainty, you need sound financial information to keep your investments, your future, as safe as possible. The Strategic Financial Intelligence Newsletter, created by John Truman Wolfe, #1 best-selling author and renowned financial consultant to governments around the world, is your most valuable asset. A monthly goldmine of the vital insight and insider information you need to stay on top. Right now, financial security is critical. That's why, for a limited time, we're dropping our price from $249 annually to just $99. That includes access to the entire Strategic Financial Intelligence archives, covering everything from precious metals, offshore banking, to cryptocurrencies, and the wildly heralded seminar on the covert agenda that has backed the U.S. dollar for at least 50 years and more. Sign up now at strategicfinancialintelligence.com. That's strategicfinancialintelligence.com.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. We're doing some educating on the subject of when to buy and how long to hold commodity stocks, digital currencies, etc. As I mentioned earlier in the show, the precious metals markets are hot. Gold and silver basically soaring. They've had a couple of shakeouts here in the last week to 10 days, but by trend, if you back up and look at the long-term trend of these vehicles, they are moving. Both precious metals, that's also true of the digital currency market in general. Now that there's, thousands of digital currencies, so that doesn't mean every one of them are soaring, but I in particular have attention on the top three. I'm invested in the top three: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple. There are other good investments in the digital currency world. I like those three, but there are others. My point is that in general, the big guys, the ones that have major players with market caps, in the 2, 3, 4, 5 billion and up, are moving and moving very, very well. All right, so we've talked about kind of 2 points here in terms of when to buy. You buy when you see a commodity, stock, whatever, with a long, flat, meaning not a great deal of price variation graph on a long-term basis. Ideally for a few years. If it's stock, at least for 3 years. If it's a commodity like gold or silver or a digital currency, the base can be shorter. But you want a long, flat base. Then you'll see a breakout. And the graph that's up there is Ethereum. And you see that breakout. You see the base and you see the breakout. And that breakout now will run This is my prediction. We'll see how true it is as we go down the line into the future. But I consider that Ethereum will continue to increase, go up. It's broken out. It's going to run for in a second. And there will be shakeouts along the way. But this is an excellent, 190. It's trading now at 416 today. So, more than double in a matter of, a month, give or take. And this isn't over. Ethereum is not, in my opinion. Obviously, this is my opinion. Obviously, past performance is no guarantee of future results. Always check with your own financial advisor. I give these disclaimers, but they're true. So I'm giving you my opinion, what I've done. There's no absolute guarantee here. I will tell you that I have a high degree. I have a opinion, a high degree of certainty that Ethereum will continue up nicely, and as it goes up, it will shake out along the way. And Mike, we can put up that third graph now, and we're putting up a graph now of gold, a 5-year graph on gold, and you can see that the gold graph. The price of gold was kept kind of suppressed down below 1,400. You can see if you look at it and kind of get the sense of whoever might be kind of suppressing the price, and call me a conspiracy theorist if you want, but there's all kinds of press on how J.P. Morgan Chase and others have manipulated the precious metals markets. This is no secret whatsoever. You go into Google and take a look at manipulation of metals by major banks. This is not a secret at all. So this is a 5-year graph on gold. You can see the price is suppressed and kept at 1,400 an ounce. And I made the point, and I've said this before, that when I made this prediction sometime last year, when gold breaks 1,400, it's going to run. That'll be a sign that it's broken out. And as you can see on the graph, it broke out and it started to run, trading today a little bit below 2,000. And when you look at that graph, you can see little shakeouts in there. There's one, I think, around 1,600, and it drops like $100 an ounce. Well, if you gold from 1,400 to 1,600, and you've made, some money, and there's a dramatic, sharp, surprising shakeout of maybe $100 an ounce. And there'll be some kind of press to back it up. There'll be some kind of PR press that'll explain why the shakeout and why gold is going to crash, or why gold is not going to go higher. These things are funny to read and consider them signs of continued upswing. When you send a bunch of get a bunch of press PRing the opposite of what the commodity is going to do. I don't know how these brokerage houses and I see Goldman Sachs comes out, or B of A comes out, and they make these predictions that are basically PR to manipulate markets. And then, that doesn't happen 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road. It doesn't happen. Nobody seems to call these guys to account. Hey, you said, the market on gold was going to crash. Now, they actually didn't say that. Goldman Sachs has actually stepped into the positive PR in gold, and we can talk about that in a second. But there will be PR if it's a major stock or commodity or digital currency that supports what appears to be happening. So we'll come back and talk about when you sell when we come back after this message. I am John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. We'll be right back.
How would you like to save up to $500 on your next vacation package? Any vacation package anywhere in the world. Just call Superior Travel and mention the code RADIO and save up to $500. We'll design a custom, fantastic vacation just for you with all the bells and whistles. Not some cookie-cutter vacation, but a unique, all-included vacation customized by one of our exclusive travel experts. And our service is completely free. You pay nothing more. So why waste your time? Let us do it for you. We've got over 100 years of travel experience to help create the perfect trip for you. Call now and learn how to save up to $500 on your next custom vacation. Pick up the phone, call Superior Travel, and use the code word RADIO.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. That's 800-378-3212.
Okay, folks, we're back. I'm John Truman Wolfe with the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. We're talking about a technical reading of graphs to indicate when you should buy an investment property. And we've got the gold, the 5-year gold graph up there. And you can see it run, and it's run now it's broken out from a base of about 1,400. And you can see when I say base, it's like not 1,400 is just kind of like a ceiling through which the price of gold could not break. And it traded in a reasonably narrow trading range. So it broke 1,400. It ran up to almost 2,100 here a few weeks ago, back down, which is healthy, and it's a very strong signal. In other words, it shows that there's an effort to continue to accumulate the precious metals, and that it will go higher. So the stock, the commodity, whatever you invested in, will run up, and we'll see. Mike, I think, can we put back that number one graph, the first graph we had up, and take down the gold graph? So you continue. What happens is the commodity or stock, the price soars. Now, then the key question is, when do you sell? And there are a couple of indications. There's no, hardcore rule. You have to watch it. But what happens is that the people that bought during the flat base period, now after it's run up and it's gone up X number of percent, they now start selling. And there's all kinds of, here's some indications. One, there's a whole bunch of positive PR about the commodity or stock. You buy American Airlines and there's all, everybody's flying to Hawaii, but, buy this stock in the Wall Street Journal. I mean, positive articles. That's obviously just an example. It's not actually true. I don't know if it's true, but I'm just making that up. The point being that the power of the financial press to PR something would surprise you. At any rate, it goes up and up. Now, there's a general rule, and this technology that I'm talking about here, this investment technology, basically comes from a book I read many years ago. And I probably have mentioned it on the show, but I'll repeat it. It's got a very kind of corny title: "To Make the Stock Market Make Money for You." How to Make the Stock Market Make Money for You. It was written by a guy named Ted Warren, who has since passed. The book is out of print, but it's available on Amazon. How to Make the Stock Market Make Money for You by Ted Warren. And one of his mandates was, you should get at least, and most of his book is on stocks. There's a section of the book on commodities, but make at least 300%, at least 3 times. Now, many of these things go up many, many, many times more than that, but you should get at least triple your money. So one, roughly triple your money as a minimum. We are about commodity, and 3, high volume, really high volume, because at the top, and that top is step 3. It's called the distribution top, meaning, I repeat, the people who bought during the base are now distributing. They're now selling off the commodity, the whatever, into a strong public demand that has for the product, which has been driven by the PR. So, and you see a very high volume, and almost any graph or any of the financial press will tell the volume of a particular stock or a commodity, and you'll see it increase, which is not the only indicator, but is a strong indicator that they're now dumping at the top. If you look at this graph of Ripple, and I actually had it up to show what a base looked like, but if you look at before the base, the secondary base, the base that is just there now, prior to that, there's a prior base, and you can see the run-up and the distribution. And that distribution top is very, very high. I haven't looked at those numbers to see how many percent that went up, but I'm sure it's like a huge number. And so you have a base, you have the breakout and the run-up with shakeouts on the way up, and you watch it after you've made at least 300% at least. Keep your eye on it. Watch for the press, and climb, and it'll climb, and it'll climb, and at some point there'll be a distribution. Again, that means the people that bought at the base are now selling off their shares into the massive positive PR, and the general public buying the commodity before it crashes. So we'll come back now and look at what happens after it crashes, and what to do to prevent getting burned. All right, I'm Bruce Wiseman. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, and we'll be right back.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 888-912-1332. 888-912-1332. 888-912-1332. Call right now. 888-912-1332.
For the getaway of your dreams, come to Hawaii's Playground, Ka'anapali Beach Resort, on the fun side of Maui, where the world comes to play. Find your spot on Ka'anapali Beach with 3 miles of white sand, 12 resort properties, 2 golf courses, and 2 shopping centers. Enjoy the playground of Hawaii's ancient royalty. Ka'anapali Beach Resort is Hawaii's original master planned destination resort and home of the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival. With views of 2 neighboring islands, you can breathe in the land's natural beauty from your favorite resort or golf fairway. Come experience Ka'anapali's own special brand of Hawaiian hospitality with world-class dining, relaxing resorts, water sports, and activities of every kind. For romantic, family, and great friend getaways, discover the options of Ka'anapali Beach Resort, where the world comes to play. Plan your getaway today. Visit Ka'anapaliResort.com. That's KAANAPALI Resort.com.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS? Newsflash, the president has changed the tax laws, and now you may be able to pay the IRS less. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, the tax doctor can help you pay the IRS as little as possible allowed by law. There are new tax laws for business owners, the self-employed, even W-2 workers. If you have a back tax problem or a few years of unfilled returns, new help to save you money is now here. Call right now to see how the new tax laws can help you. Plus, right now, we'll waive the consultation fee and give you a free tax savings report. Attention business owners, the self-employed, and W-2 workers. Make this free call to the tax doctor now and learn how to take advantage of the new tax laws that may help you pay the IRS less. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. That's 800-985-1610.
All right, folks, John Truman Wolfe here with the final segment, the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. We've been doing some educating on when to buy and now talking about when to sell. You sell when you've got at least 300%, probably more than that, when there is, positive PR about whatever it is that you're invested in, when the volume, the volatility of that particular commodity stock, whatever, dramatically. You can see by the graph that's up there, prior to the existing base, there was a prior base, there was a run up. You can see the shakeouts on the way up. It goes all the way up. And at the top, there'll be all kinds of press on how it's going to go higher. This is the investment of a lifetime, et cetera, et cetera. And then the amount of selling that goes on exceeds the demand, and you get a crash. And the value of the price value, the price of the stock, the commodity, the digital currency crashes. And these graphs are not only in the digital currency market, they're in the precious metals markets, they're throughout the commodities markets. You have to find them, like in the commodities markets, there are places where you can get graphs of everything, cotton, soybean oil, sugar, coffee, cotton, etc. And you can peruse those graphs. And if you find one that has a long-term base, now you know that it's being accumulated to run up. Ideal scene is you find one that's got a base that has broken out of the base and is just starting to run. That's when you want to buy. So that's that's our show of when to buy, when to repeat. There is a book on this subject called How to Make the Stock Market Make Money for You. The author's a guy named Ted Warren. And then, of course, I encourage you to get our newsletter, the Strategic Financial Intelligence. Go to strategicfinancialintelligence.com. The recent issue makes some very specific precious metal stock recommendations. One of these, and I'm going to encourage you to go buy the issue, but we bought it, we bought it 6 weeks ago. It's gone up about 64 weeks. If you annualize that, over a year, that's probably a 500-600% appreciation. Done very, very handsomely. Many of these junior mining stocks will continue to do very, very well in this environment. As gold and silver go up, so too the stocks of the mining companies that mine gold and silver. So in our recent issue of Strategic Financial Intelligence, I cover 3 mining stocks, and it's there in the issue. Typically, the retail price for the newsletter has been $2.49 during the COVID breakout and all the rest of that. We dropped the price to $99, which is what, $8 a month, $2 a week. If we can't make recommendations, it's make you that amount of money. We haven't done our job. John Truman Wolfe. This is John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, and we'll see you next Thursday at 4 o'clock Pacific time. Have a good weekend, folks.